everything within me. For I was, for I am, for I always be. We are love. We are peace. We are free. We have abundance. We have everything within us. For we are, for we will always be. For Mother Earth is love. For Mother Earth has peace. For Mother Earth is free. For Mother Earth has abundance. For Mother Earth has everything within her. For she was, for she is, for she will always be. And so it is spoken, so it has been written, and it is done.
You have entered into a dimension of truth, where time does not exist and illusions are shattered. The journey of truth is intense. The journey of truth will set you free. Consider this a warning as you enter the dimension of truth uncompromised.
All right, family. Welcome to the Truth Uncompromised show. I am your host, Rhonda, and tonight is Thursday, April 30th. We have a great show planned for you. We are continuing our series, The Real Pilgrims, the True Story of Immigrants Coming to America. We are on part 26. So if you joined us last week, was a couple of bombshells. And before I move on, let me give the two main sources that we are using for this series. They were White and they were Slaves, The Untold History of the Enslavement of Whites in Early America by Michael A. Hoffman II. And then also White Trash, The 400-Year Untold History of Class in America by Nancy Eisenberg. All right, so last week, just a really quick recap, we had bombshell information on basically Ms. Eisenberg kind of went through how Texas was acquired and a couple of other states out west, well, what we are now calling states anyhow. But the bombshell information was again where she talks about James Buchanan, who was a Pennsylvania senator in 1844, pretty much said that, and we also talked about how the white race took on the title of Anglo-Saxon. We're going to talk about who are the real Saxons tonight. So also the interesting thing, she pretty much told us how the come up of the white race was planned and how they started teaching them or ingraining in them how they should be, quote, quote, breeding, or in other words, picking their mates to have children, and then teaching a narrative to their children of who they are, which was a false narrative. So in other words, taking on the identity of other cultures. And when they were brewing all of this up, they said their goal was within one generation for the white race to have rose up. So, in 1844, Pennsylvania Senator and future President James Buchanan described Mexicans as imbecile and an indolent race, insisted that no Anglo-Saxon should ever be under the political thumb of his inferior. Okay, and then we also learned last week too that that Mexican race is really mixed with a lot of things. Okay, so Indigenous American Indian, and they gave them the title mongrels, so mixed with white, and a couple other things as well, Asian. So anyhow, he goes, his colleagues from North Hampshire, former Treasury Secretary Levi Woodbury, elevated the Texas Revolution into a racial war of liberation. And this is a quote, Saxon blood had been humiliated and enslaved to Moors, Indians, and mongrels. Okay, so that's the bombshell information we ran across last week, with the admission that the white race was basically enslaved by Moors, Indians, and even the mixed race mongrels. All right, so we're going to pick up where we left off. I am going to bring on my co-host. Before I do that, I do want to again send a shout out to Carameo. He put out an excellent video on white servitude yesterday. It's about 2 hours long. I literally sat and listened to the whole thing. I highly encourage it because the video, he literally has an interview with a Caucasian man who goes through his ancestry. And the Caucasian man's ancestry traced back to his people being indentured servants. So I highly encourage you all, check that out. It's called White Servitude, Convicts, Political and Religious Prisoners, Hutchinson, Lambert, Genealogy. And for those that are asking how to do your genealogy, he pretty much in this video is showing you how you can do your own genealogy as well, because him and a couple of his partners did the genealogy for the Caucasian man. So they're walking through the gentleman's genealogy as well as doing an interview with him. So shout out to Brother Carameo. And also shout out to the Caucasian guy. I think his name was John, because that took a lot of guts. It took a lot of guts and a lot of truth for him to disclose that information to millions of people around the world, and then the platform that he chose to do it on. So much respect to that particular gentleman as well. I think his name is John, and please forgive me in advance if that is not your name. Okay, so with that said, I am going to bring on my co-host. Let me bring on, I see Brother Sean and Sis Sandra in the queue. So let me bring on Brother Sean. Peace and love, brother. How are you?
Wholeness and power, sis. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's good to hear your voice.
Likewise.
All right. Let's bring on Sis Sandra. Peace and love, sis. How are you?
Oh, peace and love to you too, Sister Rhonda. I'm fine, thank you. And how are you? And Brother Sean.
Good.
Hey.
Wholeness and power, sis.
Wholeness and power.
Right. All right. It's good to hear your voice, sis.
Thank you. Same to you.
All right, family. So let's get into it. Sis, we'll start with you. You have any? Go ahead on with the fuckery for the family. Whew.
I tell you, this world is crazy. The issues that they have going on is infighting a lot about trying to take this world down to chips and vaccines, and the other end saying, oh, no, you're not going to do that. And then we have the intermediary, which is the news, that's saying, oh, the one that don't want to do this, this, and this, and he's having trouble with this, 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 and this, and he's doing this, and he's doing that, and he said disinfectant, and he said this, and he said that, and he did. But the people are going along, and, and it's really kind of funny because, in church, Christian churches, they are taught the mark of the beast. They're taught that. Oh, if you take the mark of the beast, you are going to be lost forever. Oh, I'm not going to do it. They can't make me take it. He can't make me take it. But yet they run to get it. And they don't even know they're running to get it. Because the vaccines that they're planning will have chips in them to trace them and track them. And so I was given a video from my son, from my nurse that's in England. And she's the head of the nurse school in England. And she said the problem with everything is that we didn't give enough people infected. We didn't get enough people infected with the virus. So what that leads us to believe, and me particularly since I am in that field, that these people are running to take these vaccines and they're getting infected with the virus. They gave it to them in their flu shots or their pneumonia shots or whatever, and then we got this big war between these two factions of politics that's trying to make it happen, one world order, we're going to control every human on the planet. And then the other faction said, oh, no, can't do that. And there's indictments going out and accusations going out, and these people who are really the devious ones, like maybe I shouldn't call names, but I think, let me put it like that, because I don't want to slander anybody. It's what I think. There's Fauci,
right.
There's Fauci and there's Gates. Now, who's backing them? If this lady in England is saying that we didn't infect enough people, use your imagination because it's not too far to go. And all these fake people saying, looking really healthy, really, I got it too. We're just coming over it. We're just doing fine. Yeah, okay, you got the flu. You're not looking like that if you have the flu. And all these famous people are playing the people because they're acting. And so-and-so just got out of the intensive care, and he's bouncing around like he's a young man. No. Absolutely not. If you just got out of the intensive care, you're going to look like it. And then they don't tell you that the vents are killing them because they don't need the venom. They just causing too much trauma to these people. So anyway, that's my problem is just this too much mess to take in. It's just too much. And I just,
I'm sorry, go ahead, sis.
I'm sorry.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. I can talk about that later.
That's the thing. You said the key thing out of all this is too much to take in. So anytime I get to that point, I know that I have too much bullshit come. Now, this is just me. I have too much bullshit and fuckery coming into my psyche, and I personally don't play that. So for me, I'm over this Rona shit. It is what it is. If people want to line up to get vaccines, that's on them. And all of this notion about, the mark of the beast been here.
It's been here, exactly.
That's the Social Security number. Everybody's already tagged. And unless you are truly off the grid, unless you are, not using the phone, not using the internet, not using a Social Security number, they already know how to track you.
Yeah.
They tag you at birth. If you've been born in a hospital, you're already tagged. Now, again, anybody in this day and age with all the wealth of information that's out there regarding vaccines that line up to get it, they get what they get.
I know.
I'm not trying to be mean. This is just me. Again, I'm over the fuck shit. I'm over it. People need to start being responsible for self. If they're stupid enough to let anyone control them, I don't give a damn if it's the government. I don't give a damn if it's Q, Elemental P, now. Your motherfucking spiritual advisor, you get what you get.
Right.
So I'm sorry, go ahead on.
No, I'm just seeing how the people are falling for this okie doke. And I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe they just don't have medical understanding. Maybe they don't know how to use the internet to, look at what's going on. Maybe they just sheeple, and that's what they know about them, and that's what they
right. So if that's the case, which we know 95%, we know. You're gonna keep hearing me from this point forward. I've been saying it for the past couple of weeks. I'm not talking about the 95%. It is what it is. Like Bobby Hemmings said, let the dead bury the dead. They're not where they either want to be or need to be. Who the fuck am I to try to shake somebody out of their comfort zone? That would be like somebody trying to make me be a Christian. They're not ready. No. So me personally, I don't focus on that. It is what it is. When their consciousness is ready to receive that information and process it and make their own judgment, they will do so. Everybody is not going to rise to the same level of consciousness at the same time. So me personally, I have no judgment on the 95%. None whatsoever. I get it. I understand it. It is what it is. I'm going to keep pounding on the fucking 5%. Because 4% of the 5% been into this shit for some years now. So what are the 4% going to do? The 4% should know better. The 4% should know that it all comes from within. And to stop following fads, because that's what I see out of the 4%. I'm going to be real honest. I see fads. Whatever hit the internet in the quote-quote truther community, that shit fucking spreads among the 4%. Literally. I don't see a lot of thinking among the 4% on their own. I see a lot of following someone else's doctrine. And especially the ones that claim that they're spiritual, and especially the ones that claim that they don't like the white man ain't shit, this, that, and the other, but be the main motherfuckers spreading Q, Elemental P, them, deep state, this, that, and the third. But then you want to turn around and judge the 95%. No, boo. You just took on another fucking form of religion. And your other form of religion is the truth or community. So I'm not interested in neither party. That's just me. I'm not fucking interested in it. I'm interested on what are you doing for self? What world do you want to create? What are you doing personally to create that world? What messages did you get from the other realm? That's where I'm at this point. Now, everybody else can do what they want, but I'm just putting out a pre-warning. I'm going to be banging on that 4%. Because I see a lot of hypocrisy among the 4%. So, all right, sis. Sorry, I stepped off my soapbox. I step off of it.
Okay, it's okay because I live in this little small community. Well, it's not too small; it's a city. But I mean, to tell you, they done taken over the internet with this stuff. They done taken over the TV with this stuff, and then they got planes buzzing. The crop duster-looking planes buzzing over in the city today. One came so low it dropped just the stuff it's carrying in exhaust in my backyard almost. And I'm like, what's wrong with these people? And then they're going to thank everybody for their working and, caregivers and first responders and just say thank you. My God, you're going to scare somebody out of their life because you want to do some stupid stuff. But, to each his own, I suppose. But don't come my way. They just can't let it go. They sing songs about it. We're here together. We're all in this as one, and we're not alone. I'm like, oh, my God.
Indeed, sis. I do want to say to Callie, Callie